weather. We have wild animals. We have giant safari vehicles. It's not going to happen. Now, our first stop on our safari today is the little Aturi Forest.
Whoa.
So let's see what we can try and find. Well, while we're looking for animals, what are you excited to see today? What types of animals are you excited to see? Lions, excellent. And warthogs, awesome. Elephants, excellent. Remember, there's an animal spotting guide just above your heads. Don't worry, I'll get a better view of him for you guys, folks. But yes, you are right. There is a black rhino over there to our left. Now, the black rhino is the smaller of the two rhino found in Africa. Small meaning she weighs about 3,000 pounds. There's another one up there to our left, all the way in the back. My, those are kind of blended in, though. Look at these beautiful beauties.
Wow. Oh.
You going for a swim?
Oh.
Swimming. She's splashing.
It's rhino.
Now, many people believe that her horns can cure diseases, but they cannot. They are made of the same stuff as our hair and fingernails, keratin. And if you've ever chewed on your fingernails, you know that they do not cure diseases. Anxiety maybe, but not diseases. Now check out this beautiful beauty here to our right. There are a couple more up here. Now these are bongos. The bongos are known as the ghost of the forest, as they are not easily spotted, probably why they wear stripes. Now the bongo's horn will make a complete 360-degree spiral, so that way they can beat through the bushes and not get tangled up. Yes, there is a juvenile with them, folks. Now both the male and female bongos will have those beautiful horns on the top of their head. So this animal over to our left without horns, that is the greater kudu. Now the greater kudu are the second tallest animal ever found in Africa. At the shoulder, they're about 55 inches long. Now those are females. The males have some of the longest horns found in Africa at 72 inches in length.
I don't know.
Yes, that is the circle of life, folks. They are wild animals. I think that was one of the first things I said. Now we have left the little Aturi Forest and are headed into the Safi River, where there's a friend of ours over here to our right that's just poking his eyes out of the water. It's the Nile hippopotamus. Now, the Nile hippo spends the majority of his time in the water. He can hold his breath up to 8 minutes and will even fall asleep in the water. Now there are two more to our left over here, which means this is a bloat. A bloat is known as a group of hippos.
Another hippo. Feeding time.
Now, despite being herbivores, hippos are very territorial animals. They do not like to share their space. However, they will allow this bird over here that looks like they're currently being fed to share their space with them, and that is because they do not share a food source. This bird is the pink-backed pelican.
Look at the bird eating.
They're munching away over here. They're getting fed. Now, pink-backed pelicans get their name because of a pink stripe that appears on their back during mating season. They like to nest in large groups. Anywhere from 20 to 100 birds can be in a flock. They also are some of the smaller pelicans found in Africa. However, their wingspans are still about 5 feet in length, which means they are not small birds by any means, as they're already taller than I am. And yes, there are some crocodiles up here to our left. Speaking of animals that are longer than I am tall. Now, crocodiles are about 16 to 20 feet in length, which is as long as a giraffe is tall.
Sit.
I hope you didn't just put your child on your lap, because that is not allowed. They must remain where they are at all times. Now, in a single sitting, the Nile crocodile can about half its body weight in food. That is several hundred pounds of food. However, once they're done eating, they won't need to eat again for several weeks. That is because it takes them a long time to digest. And in the winter, they actually won't eat at all, because their metabolisms are so slow that most of their energy just goes to conserving body heat. Now, for those wilderness explorers on board, I applaud you. Turn to page 15. You are going to write down the name of the truck, which is the Simba 1. Now, that is Simba like the lion and 1 like the number. Now, quick, look to your right. It's a tree. Now that is the baobab tree. Oh, please remain seated. Sit down. Yes, I can see you. I have a mirror and everything. It's amazing. Which means I know when you're standing up, so please do not do it at any time. Now the baobab tree to our right is also known as the upside down tree. However, it is not upside down. It remains leafless 9 months of the year. Only blooming for about 3. It stores a lot of water in that very large trunk, which actually helps it to survive. In fact, it is so good at surviving that some of them have been documented to be about 2,000 years old. Got a couple years on Grandmother Willow. Now we are headed into the savannah. Now Savannah is the name of my best friend, but no, we're not headed to her house. Where our first animal is already up there on the right, that is the Homo sapien, with its chariot, the Ford. That was a joke, folks. Feel free to laugh anytime. Amazing, thank you.
The giraffe right there.
Now you may notice a couple reddish-orange mounds dotting the savannah. No, I'm not talking about the giraffes that were over there to our right. Those are termite mounds. Termite mounds are made of feces and saliva, and in the sun will harden like concrete. Now elephants know that they harden like concrete, so they'll use them as back scratchers. But as we can see with this one to our right, they sometimes get a little aggressive. But that's actually beneficial for other animals, as they'll use them as lookout points once they're knocked down. Now there is an animal up here to our left. That is the spotted hyena. Now the spotted hyena gets a bad rep because many people believe that they are scavengers, but they are not. They hunt for a majority of their food.
Trong phim truyền hình con này nó dữ lắm nè.
And they make about 20 different sounds amongst themselves, but are most famous for that chuckle of theirs. Now they're actually more active at night. During the day, their vision is about the same as a human's, but at night it'll get 6 times better. They're also
Wow,
nice.
Giraffe một đống ở đây nè, con bên
Now,
đây.
if you look to your left, you will see a sable antelope. Now, the sable antelope is the face of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. In fight or flight situations, it will choose to stay and fight. It uses those long horns to discourage predators from throwing themselves on their backs. Now, this grayish animal down here is the white-bearded wildebeest. Now, the white-bearded wildebeests are migrating animals. They'll migrate anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles at a time and do so in groups of 1.5 million. Now, yes, we're very excited about this tower. A tower is what we call a group of giraffes. Unless they're running toward us, then it's known as a tower of terror.
Wow, hai cái sừng
Nope.
à.
All right. These are Maasai giraffes. Different from the reticulated giraffe pictured above you in that field spotting guys, the Maasai giraffe has slightly messier spots. Now they only sleep for about 30 minutes a day. The rest of their time they spend eating. They'll sleep in 5-minute intervals, standing up, and they'll also give birth standing up. So when a baby giraffe is born, it will have to fall about 6 feet and start walking within the first 20 minutes. There is a full tower over there, or mound, termite mound up there to our left, and a couple more over here to our left. Now this animal with the very large horns, these are Ankoli cattle. Now Ankoli cattle were domesticated by the Watusi tribe, which is where they get their other name, Watusi cattle. Now those horns may have looked heavy, however they're actually fairly light. That's because they're almost entirely hollow on the inside. However, in them is a honeycomb-like structure, which will allow them to regulate their body temperature.
Mày đây, mày đây, mày đây.
Regulating blood flow, they can control body temperature.
Giraffe đang
Pretty neat.
đang
Keeps them
vuốt
cool in
vuốt
the hot
cổ.
summer days. Paddle to the meadow at 8 miles an hour. Another Ankoli cattle up here to our right. Isn't he a beauty? Big boy. Very big boy. There's going to be another animal that's just kind of lying on the ground up here to our right. That animal is the springbok. Now the springbok and I have a lot in common as we're some of the shorter of our species. Now the springbok at max only weighs about 100 pounds. They're pretty small. They're some of the smaller antelope found in Africa. They're also one of the top 10 fastest moving land animals. They can move at speeds of 40 to 50 miles per hour. Now they also have a happy dance. Their happy dance is known as pronking, which is a combination of running and jumping. If you have never seen a springbok pronk, I definitely recommend you look it up, as it is quite adorable. Now we are headed towards Monkey's Point, named because we can typically see mandrills over here. Mandrills are the largest monkey in the world. They are distinctive because of the coloring on their bodies, which will actually get brighter when they get
Cái gì xích
excited.
đây dưới đường làm gì vậy ta?
Now the females can be about 30 to 35 pounds. The males will be anywhere from 60 to 100. There's some big boys. And I do see one playing out here between these trees to our left. She's just sitting down, chatting with her friend, catching up, latest gossip.
Đó, monkey đó, nó đang gãi gãi đó con.
There's two of them out there, folks. Let me see if I can get a better view.
Monkey kêu sao đâu, đáp đi. Đáp đi. Monkey kêu sao? Monkey kêu sao? Nó kêu sao? Ok, nó kêu kìa. Ê. Ồ,
This doesn't
ăn
look too good,
banana,
folks. The
đúng
road
rồi.
is unfortunately closed up here. So that means we're going to have to take an alternative route. Now up here there is a service bridge, and I think we're going to take it. Wasn't really meant for vehicles of this size, but I'm pretty confident in my driving abilities, and after all, what could possibly go wrong?